Cable 3 of the Meadowlands Cablevision System presents high school football. Today, a Thanksgiving tradition. Becton and Rutherford at Tyrone Field in Rutherford. Today's game is sponsored by the County Trust Company, by Jelly Transmission, by Boiling Springs Savings and Loan, by Kings Court, by the First National Bank and Trust Company of Kearney, by Lou Sunoco, by Marcel Sporting Goods, by the Lyndhurst Insurance Agency, and by Broad National Bank. Hello once again, Ed Campbell along with John Galgano for this Thanksgiving Day tradition, Becton and Rutherford. A loss last night by North Arlington against Harrison by a score of 38-18 sheds a different light on today's game. A win by Becton today would give them the National Conference. Rutherford, 5-2-1. They're going with a sophomore quarterback today, John.
Sophomore quarterback name is Greg Paskus, but don't feel too bad for Rutherford to worry about them. He has been the starting JV quarterback up until this time. He's a sophomore, 5'7", 160 pounds. The kid's not afraid to throw. And, of course, they have Mark Zielinski, who's the tight end. Keep your eye on him. He'll be throwing to him early in the game against this weak secondary of Becton.
You mentioned a weak secondary from Becton. That's been a concern of Rod Milazzo, is the pass coverage. Both teams coming off a loss. Becton's loss was against Kreskill in the playoffs. Kreskill was very successful throwing.
They romped them, as a matter of fact. I believe they scored, 38 points against Becton. But as you know, Becton takes their pride on their defensive line. But like I said before, with this Thanksgiving Day game, you could take the records and just throw them out the window. Anything can happen in this game.
Becton was successful. They put in an option against Kreskill, so we'll see Pete Murray running the ball a lot. Of course, he's their quarterback. And of course, the workhorse for Becton with 10 touchdowns will be Mike Dempsey. John and I will be back with the starting lineups and the start of today's game right after these messages.
Looking for a great new place to dine out that's both romantic and relaxing? The Palace Pub and Restaurant in Lyndhurst. Home-style continental cuisine, excellent service. Early bird specials daily, 4:30 to 6:30, only $8.95. For your dancing pleasure, there's entertainment Friday and Saturday night. Your special party, wedding, banquet, or holiday get-togethers and catered affairs from 20 to 250 people in the Skylight Banquet Room. Designed to suit your personal preferences and finances, the Palace Pub and Restaurant. Visit us soon, 525 Riverside Avenue, Lyndhurst. For reservations, call 460-0048.
Welcome to Tyrone Field in Rutherford, the site of this Thanksgiving Day game between Becton and Rutherford, and this our 5th year of covering this traditional game. As we mentioned in the opening, some new light shed on the importance of this game, especially for Becton. A win here today by the Wilds with BCSL National Division. The center of the field for Rutherford, number 65, Joe Paskus, 77, Tony Maffey, and number 31, Mark Zielinski. Sal Incano's out there along with the other captains for Becton. But if you take a look at those standings, you have North Arlington now, after suffering that loss, at 7-2, Becton 6-1-1, and Rutherford 5-2-1.
And Eddie, expect Rutherford to come out trying to establish that running attack. And like I stated before in the pregame show, you'll be seeing Mark Zielinski. He's one of the tri-captains. He's on the tight end spot. And the coaching staff of Rutherford said they like to think of it as the continuing tradition of having the big tight end on the Rutherford Bulldog team. Also, keep your eye on number 25, Steve Jordan. He is considered the big bull in that backfield. He'll be seeing a heck of a lot of work in this game. Also, on the offensive tackle position, Carl Stopper. He had a knee injury that kept him out of commission his entire junior year, and he came back this year with a banner year. He's 6 foot even and about 195 pounds.
He's a pretty good baseball player, too. I think his father was an excellent baseball player over at Lyndhurst a few years back. But Carl Stopper's been doing a fine job here for the Bulldogs this year. Rutherford will receive Dan Morrow, number 27, one of the deep men, along with Steve Ayala, number 34. Pete Murray, who's had a fine year for the Wildcats at quarterback, coming into this game. Murray has 6 touchdowns. Dempsey, the leading scorer for the Wildcats, with 10 touchdowns.
And Eddie, keep your eye on the specialty teams of Rutherford. I had a chance to speak to John Manacchio, the head coach of the Bulldogs, and he said the one problem that they had throughout the year was the specialty teams. And he said going into this game, the Thanksgiving Day game, he said that the specialty teams were fired up, and he said they were working on fundamentals. So we'll see how it pays off.
Good crowd on hand, and this game is underway. High end over end coming down to Muir, about the 12. He hands off to Ayala. Ayala's across the 20, up to the 27-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. The offense for Rutherford, as we told you, a sophomore quarterback starting today, number 16, Craig Paskus. The fullback, 25, Steve Jordan. The tailback, 34, Steve Ayala. The split end will be Mike Coy. The last time we saw the Bulldogs, Coy was the power back. The tight end, keep an eye on him, 31, Mark Zielinski. And Dan Muir, number 27, will be the split end.
Expect to see a lot of running behind Joe Paskus, one of the tri-captains, offensive guard on the right side, Eddie. He's got excellent size, and he's got the speed to go with it.
First down and 10, 27-yard line. Jordan, and it's bunched up in the middle. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10. The rest of the offense, the tackles will be Carl Stopper and Tony Maffey. The guards, Joe Paskus and Mike Muller. And the center, playing in place of the injured Henry Manning, will be Brian Nazarenko. The defense, Hiller and Meneses at ends, Zerillo and Skinner at tackles. Milano is the middle guard. Dempsey, Schultz, Willoughby, Kowalewski, Tomasi, and Brown round out the secondary. Second down, they gained a yard. Second and 9 from the 29-yard line. First pass is complete to Zielinski at about the 33-yard line, where he was wrapped up in the arms of the sophomore, Bob Brown. They'll bring up a third down and 6 now for Rutherford.
If you notice one thing with Becton, Becton is going to have their outside linebacker check on the line and keep a double coverage on that tight end Zielinski. They can't let him get free in that secondary. And Craig is not afraid to throw the ball, as was stated in the pregame, Eddie. The kid's got good size, and he's got a live arm. Again, though, Becton with the gang tackling, as you can see. They've got to keep them bunched up. They can't let Rutherford spread it out too thin and let them get in the secondary.
Dave Laporta split to the left side. Mike Coy in the slot. This is Coy in motion to the near side. Third down and 6. Flag is thrown. Paskus fires, complete. Good enough for a first down, but we'll wait and see what the penalty is on the tackle, number 44, Mike Dempsey.
And again, Eddie, if you noticed, they'll be coming out, the Bulldogs, with a number of formations. They like to work basically out of the eye. A lot of times they go into the Delaware wing, though, as was the case just now. And as I said, the quick opener, and they're trying to keep the receivers tied up on the line. Because once they get into that secondary, as was the case last week against their last game, Becton, they were susceptible to the pass. I think they're going to have a little bit of a problem, though, running against Becton's front line, which has always been a stopper over the past few years. They've taken a lot of pride on that defensive line.
Penalty marked off against Rutherford. It'll be third down and 10 now for the Bulldogs, operating from their own 29-yard line. Becton defense has posted 5 shutouts this year. Rutherford has 2. Third down, 10. Dan Muir split to the left side. Laporta now is the slot back. Craig Paskus back to pass. Throwing deep for Zielinski. He's open and incomplete. Scott Willoughby defending.
Pass was there, but it was on the wrong side, Eddie. Zielinski was open. He had about a 3-step lead on the defensive back. Again, Zielinski got himself open, and he had daylight. If the pass was there, it looked like it would have been 6.
Mark has been on the receiving end of 6 touchdown passes this year. And now Mark will be called on to punt. No, that's stopper, number 71, punting.
Against Park Ridge, Eddie, Zielinski had 254 total yards.
Good rush by Becton, but stopper gets it off. Fair catch by Murray, and it'll be put in play at the Becton 40-yard line. Here's the offense for Becton. Pete Murray, the quarterback. Dempsey and Brown will be in the backfield. Knitchell, the wing back. The ends are Miller and Marbay. Here's the workhorse. Dempsey gets outside and picks up about 8 yards on the play. Number 25, Jordan made the stop.
Dempsey's going to see a lot of work today, Eddie. And I had a chance to talk to Rod Malazzo, and he said before the game they're just going to give it to Dempsey and just try to run it down their throats.
Dempsey's had a fine year. The defense for Rutherford, Nazarenko and Jordan are the ends. Going with a six-man front at times. Stopper, Maffey, Paskus, and Muller. Nunziato and Zielinski are the linebackers. Muro, Beggs, and Coy in the backfield. This is Romalia, number 43, and he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Muro was over there, number 27. Loss on the play. It'll be third down along 3.
Rutherford playing that 5-2 defense, and the key with that 5-2 defense is you've got to try to get outside. The linebackers, though, for Rutherford are very quick, and they are tough, and they're not afraid to hit people. With Becton, though, Eddie, like we stated before, when we were talking before the game, this team isn't afraid to put it up neither.
Now they go to the 5-man front. This is Dempsey, right side. Picks up the first down, wrapped up in the arms of Zielinski and Muro.
And the defense for Rutherford seems to be doing the job right now. You've got Stopper, you've got Paskus, you've got Zielinski. Zielinski is the leader on that defense. He can read the alignments quite well.
Becton first down at the Bulldog 47-yard line. Nothing fancy, they keep it inside, and the running back for Rutherford wrapped up in the arms. We had a fumble, and Rutherford will get the ball back at the 45-yard line. It'll be their own 45-yard line, so we've had our first turnover of the game.
First big turnover of the game, Eddie, and Rutherford should be able to capitalize on this. The thing with Rutherford is they're in a position right now where they really don't have anything to lose. They are a loose team right now. Before practice, they didn't seem that tense.
Coy split to the left side. Laporta in the slot left. They operate out of the I. Here's the option. And nothing doing as Steve Aiella lost his footing at the 40-yard line. Loss of 5. It'll be second down and 15 for the Bulldogs.
And Aiello, number 34, he's the quick back in that backfield. They've got a very nice backfield back there between Aiello and Jordan. You've got the small, quick man Aiello, and you've got the big bull Jordan. But the thing is with both of these players, they can catch the ball coming out of the backfield. They both have a decent pair of hands.
Jordan has tallied 4 touchdowns this year. Aiello has 3. Second down, 15, ball at the 40-yard line. 6:45 remaining in the first, no score here at Tryon Field. There's the big fullback, number 25, Steve Jordan, and Jordan has the first down. Willoughby, Brown, and Tomasi all converging on number 25, Steve Jordan, but a Bulldog first down.
And following behind, Joe Paskus and Tony Maffey, the offensive guard and the offensive tackle. 2 of the tri-captains. Expect to see a lot of running behind those 2 tonight, Eddie.
First down. Ball's at the 44-yard line. This is the first time Rutherford is in Bulldog or Wildcat territory. Mike Coy now will split to the left side. Zielinski, tight end, split out a little bit to the near side. Split backfield.
Could be a passing situation, Eddie, with the 2 receivers split wide to the left.
There's the draw, and Jordan is wrapped up in the arms of Bill Milano and Mike Dempsey. Loss of 2, it'll be second down and 12.
Milano reading the play beautifully, Eddie, staying at home as it goes. Stopping him cold. It did look like a passing situation on that one play. He had everybody split out to the left side. And the way he had the halfback positioned in the backfield.
Well, Milano shed the center and playing that nose guard. They say he's a legitimate Division I prospect. He has the size. 4-year starter for Becton. Second down, 12 from the 46. Zielinski on the quick slant in. Gets back about 5 on that play, or to bring up third down.
And Rutherford is taking what Becton is giving them. They're playing Zielinski about 5 yards off the line. They don't want to get burned. And the quick popper over the middle, and it seems to be working so far.
Zielinski, good size for a tight end, 6'2", 191 pounds. Muro now and Coy will check in. Dave Laporta checking out. Muro will go to the left side. It is 3rd down and 7. The ball resting at the Wildcat 41-yard line. Mike Coy in motion. Here's the pass, complete to Coy on the far sideline. He's across the 30, up to about the 29-yard line, and it'll be another Rutherford first down.
Once again, Rutherford coming out throwing. As I stated before in the beginning of the game, Eddie, they're not going to be afraid to throw against this secondary. They see that they're not getting that much of a running attack started, and they're opening up the passing lanes right now. The secondary of Becton has to play them back because they are susceptible to that pass.
Paskus in that first offensive series threw the deep one to Zielinski, and it was just overthrown. But here, it is 1st down and 10. The ball is at the Becton 30-yard line.
Expect to see Becton come in with a blitz or two now because Paskus is getting a little confidence in himself right now on that line.
Here's Paskus. Fires complete to Zielinski. Zielinski has a blocker, and he's finally taken down by Dempsey. And it'll be another Rutherford first down.
This is where Becton gets very, very tough, though, Eddie. Down, and when you come knocking on their doorstep, it's time they dig in on that defensive line from the red zone, from the 20-yard line in.
Becton with 5 shutouts. Their average points allowed on defense is only 5. They've averaged scoring 20 a game. Rutherford comes into this game averaging 21. But here it is 1st down and 10. The ball at the Becton 12. This drive started following the fumble recovery by Rutherford. Here's the option, and very little doing for the sophomore Craig Paskus. 72, Jim Zarillo, one of the tacklers.
Becton gang tackling, Eddie. See, now it's going to get a little tight because they're in close and you don't have that much operating room to throw that little quick out, the pass. So now Becton digs in.
Loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Ball is on the Becton 15.
If you notice the way they're lined up, they have that tight end not so tight up on the line. He's split wide.
Long count by Paskus. Inside to Jordan, and Jordan just bulls his way for yardage. Eric Hiller and Zarillo combining on the stop.
And the linebackers again answering the call for Becton. They've got a quick set of, both teams have quick linebackers, especially on the outside, Ed.
Dempsey and Schultz for Becton. 3rd down and 5 now. The ball at the 8-yard line. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
They could be using Zielinski as a decoy, Eddie, by splitting him out that wide instead of bunching him in close to the line. Problem is, though, there's nobody to pick up that extra linebacker.
Now he splits out again a little more. 3rd down, 5. Paskus short drop, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Paskus again going with that quick pass over the middle, Eddie.
Looked to be Laporte. Dave Laporta was the intended receiver, number 24. Laporta, junior, 5'6", 140 pounds. Rutherford has called timeout. 2 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in the first. When time is called back in, it'll be 4th down and 5. The ball at the 8-yard line, and we'll be back right after these words.
I'm Jim Checky, the chairman of the board of the County Trust Company in Garfield and Lyndhurst. This is our annual report, which tells us of the great support you've given our banks. I'm also proud to tell you that we're opening a 3rd office in Little Ferry. The South Bergen community is our market, and hopefully you will continue to support us in our success in South Bergen.
3 convenient locations in Bergen County: Lyndhurst, Garfield, and Little Ferry.
Two minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the first. This 4th down and 5 situation will be the 10th play in this drive. Paskus thus far today is 4 for 6 for 38 yards. Of course, our stats, as always, supplied by Rich Amato. But now on 4th down and 5, Carl Stopper will attempt the field goal. This will be about a 25-yard attempt for Stopper. Paskus will hold. Snap is good. Kick is up. It's long enough, and it's through.
Bulldogs take a 3-0 lead, Eddie, but still, you have to give Becton a lot of credit. They stopped them when they had to. The Bulldogs had a time-consuming drive starting at about their own 45-yard line with the passes, opening up the lanes, and that allowed the running game to get some type of room. But again, when they come from within the 20-yard line in, that's when Becton digs in. And the Wildcats held them.
3-0 our score in favor of Rutherford. And we'll be back right after these messages.
Set up. Let's get the offensive line set up in here. Let's go.
Hi, Coach. How's the team look this year?
Good, Frank. Not bad at all. Not bad. We're progressing here. We're getting a little bit stronger every day, getting a little quicker. Our kids are hitters. We got some good hitters out here. I'm Coach Larry McKeown from the North Arlington High School Vikings. I'm also the program director for North Arlington Borough. And I'd like you to meet my friend Frank Cardone. Frank is a vice president at Broad National Bank in North Arlington. He's been the manager down there since 1981. Frank has been involved in more activities with the youth in this town than any other banker that I know, and as a result of that, I'm proud to call Frank my personal banker, and I'm sure you'll be proud to have him as your personal banker also.
Thanks, Skip, for the endorsement. I think you better get back to Saturday's game plan.
Absolutely.
You know Skip is an excellent coach, and I know Broad National is an excellent bank. So why don't you drop by or just give me a call. Thank you.
What'd I tell you, Eddie?
Nice job.
Eddie. Oh, don't think cold. And we're back. John Galgano along with Eddie Campbell bringing you all the action on this Thanksgiving Day. Becton against Rutherford, and Rutherford coming away with 3 points, Eddie. I really expected more from Rutherford. The way they were marching down the field, they should have gotten the touchdown, I feel.
Well, that drive consumed some time in the first quarter. There's only 2 minutes remaining, but at least they came out with something, and they lead here 3-0.
They came. Go ahead, Eddie. I'm sorry.
25-yard field goal for Carl Stopper.
And one thing about Rutherford, they are a very opportunistic type of ball club.
Here's the kick by Stopper. Chris Kowalewski finding some blockers, hurdles one tackle, and then is put down hard by Steve Aiella, number 34. So it'll be 1st down and 10 now for the Becton Wildcats at their own 35-yard line.
And it shows you what type of player Aiello is. Steve Aiello, one of the keys in that offense, number 34, one of the quick men, and he was down the field on the specialty team making the hit. That's the kind of guy you want, though, on your specialty team. Somebody who just flies down there and hits anything in another colored jersey.
10 plays, 46 yards, that drive for Rutherford. So they cash in on the turnover. Now it's 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. Marbais in motion. This is Dempsey, and Carl Stopper puts the wraps on Dempsey on that play.
Becton is going to try to disguise a lot of their formations. You know who's going to end up getting the ball, though, most of the time. You're going to be seeing a lot of men in motion. You'll see the tight end split wide one time, off at an angle on the next, up tight on the line. They're going to try to definitely establish that running attack, though. They have to run it straight ahead. The thing is with Rutherford, you try not to run around their defensive linebacking core. You have to try to go right at them due to their quickness.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 from the 37. Brown in motion. This is Murray to throw, fires, and almost intercepted. Nunziato, or check that, the defensive end, Brian Nazarenko, almost came up with the interception.
And you expect to see a lot of balls like that in the game today. Both of these quarterbacks are real strong-arm kids, and on a day like today, when you try to go for that ball, especially when they're not wearing it. One thing I noticed is nobody out there really is wearing any gloves except for a few defensive men on Rutherford.
We are.
Well, I know we are. I mean, it's like little America up where we are here.
3rd down and 8. 50 seconds showing as time remaining. Hiller now will split out to the right side. Willoughby to the near side. Murray, quick drop. Sets up, fires, and it's incomplete. Mark Zielinski on the defense. Steve Marbais was the intended receiver.
Zielinski almost picking that one off again, Eddie. And it looks as if Becton is trying to copy a few plays out of Rutherford. That quick pop over the middle. Now we've got under a minute to go in this opening quarter, 44 seconds, 3-0 our score, the Bulldogs over the Wildcats. And surprisingly so, Rutherford has put up a fight against Becton, and a lot on the line at stake for the Wildcats due to the loss by North Arlington the night before.
Todd Knichel now be called on the punt. Mark Zielinski back deep. That's a high snap. Knichel pulls it down. This will take a Becton roll, and then it comes back, and it'll be put in play at the Rutherford 30-yard line.
Excellent field position for the Bulldogs once again, Ed. I'll tell you one thing, Eddie, with the Bulldogs, the way things have been going so far in this first quarter, it's been going according to game plan. John Manacchio said to me he was going to try to establish the running game, and if that didn't work, he's going to send everybody out on the fly, open up the passing lanes.
I'm impressed with the sophomore quarterback, Craig Pascas on that drive. Rutherford leading 3-0, first down and 10 from the 30. Pascas, and this time he's smothered in the backfield. Bill Milano with the sack. Lost back to the, see where they mark it, it'll be around the 25-yard line.
This is what I expected from Becton. A lot of gang tackling, a lot of people blowing off their blocks, shedding the blockers, and getting in on the quarterback. They're going to have to get in on Pascas back there.
That's the end of the first quarter. His time has expired, and Rutherford finds themselves leading by a score of 3-0 on the field goal by Carl Stopper. John and I will be back with more right after this word.
Hello, I'm Billy Yard of the Football Giants for Bowling Spring Savings in Rutherford, Lyndhurst, Rochelle Park, and opening soon in Wyckoff. You know, winning never comes easy. You got to work hard for it. The same holds true for your finances. Let's face it, financial security is a key to the pleasures of life. And that's just what Boiling Spring Savings has been providing for over a century. Financial security for people. Take it from me, Billy Yard, the area's winningest team for your money is at Boiling Spring Savings. Stop in or give them a call today.
Back to Tyron Field as we turn things around. Rutherford will have a second down and 15 following the sack by middle guard Bill Milano. Ball is at the Rutherford 25-yard line. Mike Coy and Dave Laporta now will split to the near side. I formation. Jordan the up back, Aiello the deep back. Pascas, deep drop, getting some time, fires, and it's complete to Laporta. And Laporta is up to the 41-yard line.
Laporta getting open, coming out of that backfield, Eddie. And again, splitting the seam of the secondary. Wide open, tossed it up to him. He had time to write a book back there. That's how much time he had. Tell you, a lot of credit going to that offensive line of Rutherford. And Pascas doing the job on the rollout. This kid's not afraid to throw.
First down and 10 now for Rutherford. 41-yard line of Becton.
There's a lot of body contact going on in those trenches right now, Eddie, on the line of scrimmage. A lot of plastic cracking.
Pascas going deep. Zielinski is open. He's by himself. And Zielinski is inside the 5-yard line. There's a flag down.
And it could be holding. On a play like that, Eddie, whenever there's a penalty flag, and it looked like it was in the backfield too, it might be holding on Rutherford. Couldn't get over the way Zielinski was wide open there on the left side. He was there. One thing happened, he had single coverage. You can't leave him one-on-one in this, especially in a game like this.
Well, this was a concern of the Becton staff, was their secondary, the pass defense. But this penalty now will nullify all of it. I think it was a legal block by the Rutherford Bulldogs.
That's what it is, Eddie.
Back to the 40-yard line of Rutherford.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Rutherford put it up again.
First down, 28 for a first down. The yardage needed by the Bulldogs.
And that penalty hurt their drive.
Pascas Has to leave the pocket, gets away from Hiller, rolling out, picks up a block from Stopper, and is close to midfield.
That picked up a substantial chunk of the yardage back.
Ed Meneses, number 76, on the stop.
And Joe Pascas and Tony Maffey doing the job again on that offensive line. Eddie giving him enough time. One thing I like about Pascas, if you notice, he looks all over that field. On the roll that he was looking left, he looked right, and he saw that everyone was covered. Then he tucked it in. A lot of kids would just take a look at that primary receiver, not see anybody else open, and bring it in himself. You know, tuck it in and go.
Second down, 19. Dave Laporta now splits to the near side.
Becton using a 4-3 right now.
Inside to Jordan, and not too much doing as the middle of that defensive line with Milano, Hiller, and 75, Jim Skinner, all converging on the running back. We'll bring up a third down now for Rutherford.
I'd say if Rutherford plans to get any type of running attack going, they're going to have to try to pull some stunts, some misdirections, try to double up on Milano.
Mike Coy checks into the Bulldog offense. Coy on the year with 3 touchdowns. He'll split to the right side. Dave Laporta now will come to the near side. Laporta and Nora alternating with plays. Third down, 18 from the 49. Setting up the screen, complete to Ayala on the near side. He picks up a block, and they'll mark it at the 36-yard line.
Close to the first down, Eddie.
Didn't see you throw the block, but Ayala picked up a key block from one of his linemen. And it'll be fourth down. And 4 now for Rutherford from the Becton 36.
All right, Eddie, what do you do in a situation like this? 9:19 in the first quarter. In the first half left, you're ahead 3-0.
They've been successful, John, with that little slanting pattern by Zielinski.
You know what, I don't understand Becton. And Becton is known for their aggressiveness down through the years. I'm surprised nobody's tried to take a pop at Zielinski. You know, you can still hit on those first 5 yards. Just try to knock him off the pass route.
Rutherford now has called their second timeout. 9:19 remaining here in the first half. The Bulldogs on top by a score of 3-0. We'll be back right after this message.
Marcel, what you gonna buy? Adidas. What you gonna buy? Marcel. What you gonna buy? Adidas. Where you gonna go? Marcel. What you gonna buy? Adidas. Where you gonna go? Marcel. What you gonna buy? Adidas.
And throw out 2 penalties, and he would have much more. He'd have over 100 yards so far, and we still have 9:19 remaining here in the first half.
This game is still young, and it's still anybody's ball game. And a 3-0 lead is nothing to write home about, but this is what was expected. Typical Rutherford-Becton game. I think you could have these teams, you can have 2 marble teams, one from each high school, and you'd still have this type of hotly contested game.
Rod Milazzo was looking for a hard-hitting game. That's his type of game, or the Wildcats type of game. He said some players have something to prove in this game, and a win today becomes more important now because the conference championship is on the line. Rutherford comes into this game, a win for them. They would have a successful season. They went with an all-new backfield, a new head coach in John Minaccio. They come into this game with a record of 5-2-1. But now it is 4th down and 5. And penalties are thrown by the officials. Offsides. That'll push back Rutherford 5 more yards.
And that should just about do it on this drive, Eddie. Now, over-aggressiveness on the right side of the Bulldog offensive line. You expect to see that, though, in a game like this. Both teams are going to be really up for this one.
I think the coach made a right decision now, and going to punt, try to put Becton deep in their own territory. Carl Stopper, 71 now to punt. Pete Murray and Kowalewski are back deep. Pressure applied by Becton. And loose ball. It's still loose, and it went out of bounds. Rutherford almost had it at the 10-yard line.
Game like today, Eddie, this cold weather, that ball's going to get like a rock, and it's going to bounce out of a lot of hands.
We arrived here, John. That field was very hard.
It's very wet, too. And Rutherford almost gets another break. So far, the breaks have been going Rutherford's way, with the exception of that one penalty that killed the drive. That beautiful pass over here to, I believe it was Zielinski.
38-yard punt by Carl Stopper. Becton will have the ball at their own 10-yard line.
And Becton's back's to the wall right now. He's got to come out with some type of pass, though, Eddie, to get him out of this hole that he's in right now. Try to open things up.
Brown and Dempsey in the backfield. This is Dempsey off right tackle. And he's hit first by the defensive tackle, Joe Paskus, number 65.
Paskus, one of the tri-captains for the Bulldogs, and one of the team leaders on this team. Eddie, the coaching staff of Rutherford, I had a chance to speak to them, and they said that the tri-captains really have brought this team together, as well as the seniors. Tri-captains have done a job on this team, as the case with Becton with their co-captains. You've got some real team leaders out there.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Here's the option. Murray has upended by Dave Laporta, number 24.
That kid's all over the field today, Eddie. They got him running down the field like a wild man on the specialty teams. They got him on defense. They got him on offense. Is he playing a band at halftime?
Dave Laporta will be back next year for Rutherford. He's only a junior.
He's having a good game so far.
3rd down now. They need 3 for a 1st down. They're at the 17-yard line. They go to Dempsey, and Dempsey has a 1st down and more. He's up to the 26-yard line. Mike Coy, along with Nunziato, combining on the stop.
And that's straight ahead football. That's all it is, and that's what I expected to see Becton do from this opening kickoff. Give it to Dempsey, let him put his head down and just walk over people. He's got the size for it too, Eddie. And he's low to the ground. He's low and he's solid. He's tough to bring down.
He's into this game with over 700 yards this year, 10 touchdowns for Becton. 1st down and 10 at the 27-yard line. This is Murray on the option to the near side. And it's defense well by Rutherford. Mark Zielinski, number 31, along with Tony Nunziato combined on the stop. Called a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Eddie, Becton's going to have their problems with the linebacking core. One thing I've been noticing so far with Becton's offensive line, they seem to be going straight ahead, and they have to take out the men on that defensive line, the front line for Rutherford. They're tying them up enough where they're leaving the linebackers free to roam. Linebackers have been doing most of the tackling now for the Rutherford Bulldogs.
Rutherford now in a 6-man front. Brown in motion to the near side. Dempsey across the 30-yard line. Carl Stopper on the bottom of that pile, number 71. They'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for Becton. Ball is marked at the 33-yard line.
And the clock's moving, Eddie. 6:14 left to go in this first half. 3-0 our score. And some line changes for Becton. You'll be seeing a lot of players moving in and out on Becton, especially on the receiving end.
Ed Meneses went off limping, so Rich Holsey, number 64, has checked in. 3rd down and 4. Dempsey, and nowhere to go, and you could hear the hitting up here. Mark Zielinski, number 31, and Paskus, 65, defensively. They'll bring up 4th down and 3 now in a punting situation.
Has Becton gotten a 1st down this half, Eddie?
Check with our stat man in a moment. Fourth down.
Rutherford's been doing a job containing all the facets of the Becton Wildcat offense, Eddie, which is a bit of a surprise.
Todd Knitschel punt, low snap. Gets off a good one. Zielinski at the 36, up to the 40-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Rutherford now at their own 40-yard line. 40-yard punt for Todd Knitschel.
And once again, Rutherford in excellent field position, Eddie. Past 2 drives, they haven't started from less than their own 35-yard line. Specialty team for the Bulldogs are doing the job, which was a big question mark going into today's game. Once again, Rutherford has receivers split wide out.
First down and 10. Paskus setting up the screen over the middle. Zielinski has it, and he's close to a first down. Looked like a wounded duck, but Zielinski pulled it in and picked up 9, maybe 10 yards. It'll be very close.
Zielinski's having a game so far. He's thrown a few wobbly passes, and they've connected for big gainers.
Becton, to answer your question before, John, has 3 first downs here in the first half. 4:27 remaining. Coy comes out. Dan Muro, 27 now. We'll check back in.
Becton going with a 5-man front.
First down for Rutherford. Muro now splits to the near side.
They have to put some pressure on Paskus.
And this is Jordan, and he's wrapped up in the arms of Milano. Jim Skinner, 75, was over there, along with Zerillo, 72.
And one thing I've noticed with Rutherford, they're trying to move the play away from Milano, trying to make him run to it. And in that way, maybe one of the tight end maybe might be able to pick him up on a block.
People really have to be pleased with the crowd here today as they're lined up around the perimeter of the field.
It's always a big crowd here for Thanksgiving, whether it's here or at Riggin Field.
I'd like to thank Rod Milazzo, Tony Trouse, the AD at Becton, along with Lou Ludwig from Rutherford, John Minaccio and his staff. Second down, no gain on the last play. It'll be second down and 10 from the 49-yard line of Becton. Coy in motion to the near side. Paskus to throw. Down, out, and up pattern by Coy. And it's incomplete. Dave Tomasi, number 34, was defending.
And Tomasi, another one of those quick, tough kids that Rod Milazzo seems to produce year in and year out, Eddie, on Becton. And we've got 3:43 to go in the first half. 3-0 our score. The Bulldogs over the Wildcats. I still give Becton a lot of credit, though. The Bulldogs have been passing against Becton. They've seemed to have bent, but they haven't broken. They've only come away with 3 points, Rutherford.
Becton involved in playoff competition this year, losing in the opening round to Cresskill. Rutherford coming off a loss late in the game to Park Ridge. Third down and 10. Paskus rolls to the near side. Lets it fly for Zielinski, and it's overthrown, so it'll be fourth down and 10 now for Rutherford.
And once again, Becton's defense is held. It seems that they're starting to get their act together, Ed. They're finally putting some pressure on the quarterback now in that backfield.
Paskus 7 for 11 for 93 yards thus far.
And that seems to have been all the offense that Rutherford's been able to generate is through the air. Nothing on the ground.
Carl Stopper to punt. Off the side of his foot. Does take a Rutherford bounce. And it'll be close to the 21-yard line, and that's where Becton now will put it in play. 34-yard punt for Carl Stopper. First down and 10 now for the Wildcats.
Becton has to do something to get that offense started. A couple of handoffs to the big bull in the backfield, number 44, Mike Dempsey. We haven't heard anything from Number 16 so far, their big wide receiver.
I think Becton's only attempted maybe one or two passes. Two passes. Murray 0 for 2 thus far. Here's Murray to throw now. Third attempt. Going deep for Knichel. And Rich Beggs has the interception. Beggs now looking for some blockers. Going down the far side. Still on his feet. Across the 30 up to the 27-yard line.
Bad mistake on the part of the Becton quarterback, Pete Murray. Knichel was double teamed on that, Eddie. And one thing I noticed with Knichel when he was running the pass route right in front of us, he was running with his head down. He wasn't really looking up. He was just trying to get the pass pattern done. Bad mistake for Becton. Beautiful interception by Rutherford. Again, third turnover of the game going against Becton over towards Rutherford.
Rich Beggs did a juggling act and returned to 28 yards. It'll be first down and 10 for Rutherford. This time they're at the Becton 28-yard line.
Tough break again for Becton.
Twin receivers to the far side. Paskus to throw, getting some time, going deep for Zielinski, and incomplete. Bob Brown defending, and he nearly had an interception.
And count the white jerseys around Zielinski. I see 1, 2, 3, I see 5 jerseys around him. He is their big game player.
6 touchdowns on the receiving end for Mark Zielinski. This will bring up second down and 10, 2:25.
I'm surprised. One thing, and I'm surprised Milazzo hasn't called a few more blitzes, get a little bit more pressure on that quarterback. Kids had all day to throw back there on a couple of occasions, and the 2 times that they did throw the blitz in, they did pressure him, and he did toss the ball up.
That time they sent Dempsey, but Ayala picked up the blitz. Here it'll be second down and 10. 28-yard line of Becton.
Short drop, fires, nice reception
by Coy, and Coy is inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. Eric Hiller, 83, and Bob Brown on the defensive play for Becton, but it's a Rutherford first down.
And that play is a lot tougher than it looks, Eddie. Coy just went over the middle, maybe 2-3 yards off the line. He is in the teeth of that defensive alignment of Becton. He's right in between the linebackers and the defensive front line.
15-yard completion. Paskus now 8 for 13 for 108 yards.
A lot of credit to Coy. That he caught that ball in traffic, heavy traffic. That takes a lot of concentration.
Here's Ayala over the top, and then he's pushed back. One of the linebackers came up to make the stop.
And again, Becton answering the call, Eddie. They're being tough in that red zone.
Gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8.
Minute and a half left to go, first half.
Ball is resting at the 11-yard line. Dave Laporta to the near side. Bureau now checks in. He's split to the right side. Paskus short drop. Lets it loose for Laporta, and it's incomplete. Chris Kowalewski defending for Becton.
And Kowalewski almost had an interception, and he was looking down. I think he was looking downfield before he caught the ball.
He would have had clear sailing had he picked that one off.
Would have been a quick 6. Would have been a quick 6.
1 minute, 7 seconds remaining. Coy now checks back in. He's number 42. Fine receiver for Rutherford. He just picked that ball out of the air in that last reception. Now they'll put twin receivers to the near side. Zielinski, the tight end, will line up on the right side. Third down and 8. Play action. Paskus fires. Coy is in the end zone.
And Paskus threw that ball as he was being hit.
Eddie, that's a tough kid out there in that backfield.
I tell you, Coy just managed to split the seam of that zone, Eddie. He caught it in between 2 Becton Wildcat defenders. And it was just enough zip on that ball, and he threw the ball low, which is unbelievable for a sophomore to know how to throw that ball going into the end zone at that short distance. He didn't throw it high, he threw it right about waist level.
10-yard pass play for the touchdown. Pascas to Coy. That is Coy's 4th touchdown of the year. Pascas now 9 for 15 for 119 yards. Here's Stopper's placement. Kick is up and it's through. And Rutherford leading by a score of 10-0. We'll be back with the final minute and 2 seconds of the first half right after these words.
The Lyndhurst Agency, 296 Stuyvesant Avenue in Lyndhurst, is proud to be a sponsor of high school athletics in the Meadowlands area. Our staff, with over 100 years of combined insurance experience, is available to handle all your insurance needs, whether it be auto, home, or life insurance. And all policies are issued on the premises. We even provide in-house computer price quotes. The Lyndhurst Agency is an independent insurance agency representing over 10 of the best-known insurance companies in the United States. This enables us to shop your insurance needs for the right coverage at the right price. For you tavern and restaurant owners, the Lyndhurst Agency has the most competitive programs in the state. There have been many changes in the insurance industry, especially when you talk about auto coverage, and there will be more changes in 1984. Here's President Jim Henry to explain.
Hi, sports fans. As you probably know, as of January 1st, the New Jersey Underwriting Association will start issuing policies in New Jersey. This could mean significant changes in your coverages and your premium. If you need a free price quote or information, why not give us a call today?
Thank you, Jim. The Lyndhurst Agency, 296 Stuyvesant Avenue, Lyndhurst. Phone 935-7770 for the right coverage at the right price.
Oh, Mr. Meteorologist, I need you today. I know I should have brought some Anazet. Oh. Anazet. Ooh. You're welcome.
Rutherford leading here in the first half by a score of 10-0. 3 points on the toe of Carl Stopper from 25 yards out in the first. And then the 10-yard touchdown pass from Pascas to Mike Coy. And that's where we stand, 10-0. Carl Stopper has the ball teed up. And here's the kickoff.
Becton has to come alive, Eddie.
Becton will get good field position up to the 37-yard line. Bob Brown returned it for Becton.
And let's see if Becton can generate some offense in this last minute. And the clock is running. We're under a minute, 50 seconds to go in the first half. 10-0 our score. Rutherford over Becton, a surprising score.
Rutherford went 10 plays, 60 yards. They've scored twice following the turnovers. Dempsey in motion, Murray out of the shotgun, being pressured by Nazarenko. He gets away from Nazarenko. Maffey now applying pressure, lets it fly, and it's incomplete. Mike Dempsey was the intended receiver, but Brian Nazarenko and 77 Tony Maffey supplied the pressure for the Bulldogs.
And Becton once again respecting, Rutherford respecting the outside speed of the Wildcats, playing them way deep, because you know Becton's trying to get that big play now with less than a minute to go.
Clock stops, 29 seconds. It'll be second down and 10 from the 38-yard line.
You know, since Rutherford's playing so deep, I'm surprised Becton doesn't try some of the short stuff. Give what they take you. Take what they give you, I should say.
Brown and Dempsey now in the backfield. This is Willoughby in motion. This is Murray. Leaves the pocket, has to run, and picks up the first down as he's up to midfield.
And a first down, Eddie, and that stops the clock with 21 seconds.
And Becton now has called timeout. 21 remaining. 10-0 our score. We'll be back right after these messages.
Transmission in a jam? Try Jelly Transmission, 525 Elm Street in Kearney, the local guys with nationwide backing. Since 1952, Bob and his expert mechanics, with their total of over 100 years experience, have been serving area residents with friendly, courteous work. Jelly Transmissions offers free limited towing, free 20-point road test, free lift exam, one-day service in most cases, nationwide warranty through 1,200 ATRA shops, and most cars are personally tested by Robert Jelly. So come to Jelly, where they have the transmissions if you need them and adjustments if you don't. Jelly Transmissions, 525 Elm Street, Kearney, 998-6464.
Welcome back to Tyron Field. 21 remaining here in the first half. Rutherford on top, 10-0. Both scores following turnovers. One a fumble, the other an interception. Here it'll be first down and 10. The ball resting at midfield.
Expect to see Becton throwing again. He has to. He's got to go for it.
Murray being pressured by Stopper. Here's the pass intended for Dempsey. It's incomplete. So bring up a second down and 10 now for Becton.
I tell you, Stopper just seemed to come out of nowhere, out of that line of scrimmage. He just seemed to pop right out of thin air. "15 seconds left to go in the first half. Surprising score so far, Ed. But again, this seems to be taking the same scenario as last week's game with Becton. Becton came out flat in the first half, and then in the second half, all of a sudden they turned it on.
Here's Murray on second down. This time he gets time. Now Stopper putting on the pressure again. He has to escape from the pocket and gets out of bounds. He stops the clock with 5 seconds remaining. Picked up a few yards on that scramble.
Clock is moving, and Rutherford is putting pressure on the Becton offensive line and in the backfield. Rutherford staying with that 5-2 defensive alignment.
It seems they go to the 5 in a passing situation, and they run. They plug in the extra man and with a 6-man front. Gain of 3 for Murray. It'll be third down and 7. Todd Knitchell to the near side. Murray on a deep drop, getting some time. Going deep for Knitchell. And it's broken up by Coy. And time has expired here in the first half. Our score, Rutherford 10 and Becton nothing. We'll be back with halftime right after these messages.
Security is a term almost unheard of in my business. Hi, I'm Billy Art of the Football Giants for Boiling Spring Savings. Take it from me, financial security is a great feeling. It can open the door to your dreams, and financial security grows in many ways at Boiling Spring Savings, from top-rated savings plans, home mortgage, and improvement loans, college tuition for the kids, interest-paying checking accounts, and a complete range of other services to meet your every need. So take a tip from me, Billy Art. Start feeling great about your life. Enjoy financial security at the Boiling Springs office nearest you now.
Firestone has a master plan for better car care. MasterCare by Firestone. MasterCare is the answer to just about all of your car care problems, no matter what kind of car you drive. And MasterCare's service is always affordably priced. A complete MasterCare electronic tune-up is now priced from $34.95. Or have your car's radiator and cooling system checked, flushed, and filled with coolant for only $21.95. MasterCare by Firestone. Available only at Lou's Service, 209 Ridge Road, North Arlington, across from Dunkin' Donuts.
We're at halftime here at Tyron Field with our score, Rutherford 10 and Becton nothing. The scoring briefly, Rutherford struck first, 25-yard field goal for Carl Stopper. It was 3-0. They scored with 2:07 remaining in the first. They came back in the second with 1:02 remaining. The sophomore quarterback, Craig Pascas, hit Mike Coy on a 10-yard pass, and it's 10-0. turnovers have been a big part of this game. They've led to both scoring plays.
Turnovers are the big problem with Becton right now. I am very surprised at Becton. They've got to come out fired out in the second half. It's like a complete copy of the last game Becton played. They came out totally flat in the first half. Second half, they look like world beaters. They're a much better team than this score indicates. Rutherford, on the other hand, what can I tell you? They're loose. They had nothing to lose from this game. Pascas is having a day of his life right now in that backfield.
The stats, Pascas is 9 for 15 for 119 yards. Murray is 0 for 6 for Becton. Dempsey, the leading ground gainer in the first half, 7 carries, 38 yards. And Jordan has 5 carries, 22 yards. Second half should be interesting.
Second half's going to be very interesting. Both teams are going to have the helmets snapped on tight. There's going to be a lot of bodies flying in this second half, Eddie.
We'll be back for the second half right after these messages.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Pete. How you doing?
Pretty good. You ready to show everyone how easy and convenient it is to use our First National Treasury Machine, our 24-hour automated teller here in Lyndhurst?
We're here at Lyndhurst, and it's after banking hours. I wasn't able to get to the bank today. As well as down here in Lyndhurst, we have our Harrison branch and our Colonial branch. I'm going to go in and get a few bucks for tonight. Would you like to join me?
Sure. We're here at our Lyndhurst office on Valley Brook Avenue. And this is First National Bank and Trust Company of Kearney's Treasury Machine, our 24-hour automated teller. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it, Tom?
Sure does, Pete. Let me show you and all our viewers how easy it is to operate. I have my Treasurer card, which I'll insert into the machine. I'll put in my personal identification number, which is mine and mine only. They'll ask me what kind of transaction I want to make. Well, for tonight's activities, I think I'll make a cash withdrawal. I'll take it right out of my checking account. I'll put it in multiples of 5. I think $20 will hold us for tonight. The money will come right down here, be able to lift this drawer and just take it out. I'll wait for the machine to give me my receipt, which will come right out here. I'll wait for my card, and we're in business, Pete. That's all there is to it. It's as easy as pie.
And we know how you like pie. Remember, you and only you have that registered number on your Treasurer card. And you can enjoy convenient banking 24 hours a day at any of our 3 locations on Harrison Avenue in Harrison, at our Colonial office on Midland Avenue in Kearney, and here at our Lyndhurst office on Valley Brook Avenue, and at hundreds of other locations throughout the area.
As Pete says, it's as easy as that. If you haven't got your card yet, stop into our 3 locations. Sign up now.
See you later, Tom.
Good night, Pete.
Welcome back to Tyrone Field in Rutherford, the site of our Thanksgiving Day tradition. Becton and Rutherford. This is our 5th year
Covering this game
between these 2 schools. At halftime, they honored one of Rutherford's favorite sons, Pat Pasillo. We had a chance to see Pat during his high school days. He went on to Seton Hall as a baseball player, played outfield and pitched for Seton Hall, the Pirates, and he participated in the Olympics in Los Angeles as part of the USA baseball team and was the first-round draft choice of the Cincinnati Reds. So our congratulations to the successes and continued successes to Pat Pasillo. Here our score is 10-0 in favor of Rutherford. And in the first half, as we told you, Dempsey 38 yards, the leading ball carrier. Jordan for Rutherford 22 yards. But the story has been turnovers and the play of the sophomore Craig Pascas, 9 for 15 for 119 yards.
Yeah, expect to see Rutherford to come out fired up, but I think Becton is going to be a little bit more fired up. If I know Ramalaza, we had a little bit of a pep talk in that locker room at halftime.
Here's Kowalewski taking the kickoff to start the second half. And he's back up close to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats now will put it in play. There should not be any changes on the offense with Murray at quarterback, Dempsey and Brown in the backfield. The receiving core of Knichel, Hiller, and Marbays. Front line of Milano, Akinforo. See if Meneses is back in there. He was shaken up a little bit in the first half. He's back in there at right guard. Jim Zarillo, the left guard, and Sal Incano, the center. Inside to Brown, and he breaks into the secondary and picks up about 6 yards.
And expect to see nothing fancy on the part of Becton, Eddie. They're just going to have to play straight ahead football now. It's going to be handoffs to either Brown or the other big man, number 44, Mike Dempsey. Can't get too cute right now. They've got to score on this drive. They have to get some points on the board quick.
Nazarenko and Jordan are the ends. Stopper, Paskus, Maffey, and Muller the front line when they're in the 6. Nunziato and Zielinski are the linebackers. And we'll get a penalty. This will go against Becton, as Dempsey was wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Mike Coy, number 42, who scored the touchdown in the first half, made the tackle. The secondary for Rutherford has Dan Muir, Rich Beggs, who had an interception, and the safety man is Mike Coy.
Hey, I don't know. I had a feeling before the game even started with Rutherford and Becton. Becton has everything to lose with the loss, and Rutherford comes into this game. You know, the team was loose. They really didn't have anything to lose. They had nowhere to go with the game, whether it's a win, lose, or draw. Right now, they're playing on pride, basically.
Some of the other teams in our Cable 3 area in action. Kearney is hosting Irvington. Queen of Peace is at Garfield. Seacock is at Lyndhurst. Lyndhurst looking for their 6th win. And Bergen Tech is at Wallington. 2nd down and 8. It's complete to Brown, and he's knocked out of bounds by Mark Zielinski, number 31.
Zielinski again picking up where he left off in that first half. That kid's all over the field, Eddie. I think I saw him selling programs outside during the halftime.
So bring up 3rd down and 3. Ball is at the 30-yard line.
A lot of credit to that offensive line of the Rutherford Bulldogs in that first half, Eddie. Paskus had all the time in the world to throw.
Ball is at the 39-yard line. Murray on the option, the pitch to Brown, and Brown will be short of the 1st down. Laporta 24, and the linebacker Nunziato 23, along with Zielinski. Defensively for Rutherford, it'll bring up a 4th down.
And again, Rutherford stopping Becton, and Rutherford should be in excellent field position. I'll tell you one thing though, the punter on Becton has impressed me. He's gotten off a couple of boomers, had a lot of hang time on it.
Todd Knichel set to punt. Zielinski will be the deep back. 10 men on the line, and it's almost blocked. Zielinski calls for the fair catch at the 32-yard line. And now we'll see Rutherford offensively with the sophomore Craig Paskus at quarterback, Jordan Aiello the setbacks, Coy the split end, Zielinski the tight end, stopper Maffey Paskus, that's Joe Paskus, Mike Muller, and Brian Nazarenko is the center. That rounds out the offense for the Bulldogs.
And yes, they are related, Craig and Joe Paskus. They are brothers. I'd say Paskus showing a lot of poise back there. Craig Paskus, only a sophomore.
Big football family in Rutherford. We had Bill Paskus last year, Mike Paskus rather, who played for the Bulldogs. But here's the sophomore Craig, his brother Joe on the line for Rutherford. 1st down and 10 at the 33. Laporta has it, it's complete. Gain of about 4, it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Nice catch by Laporta coming out of that backfield again, Eddie. I was almost on the ground, and he was almost perpendicular to the turf.
That's where they came out in the first half with those short passes.
The short stuff there, again, they'll be giving what Becton is giving them. They'll take what Becton gives them. Again, though, the thing is with Becton, they seem to be handcuffed again in that secondary. They can't really give up the big yardage. They have to play them deep.
2nd down, 6 from the 37. Laporta to the left side. Muir to the near side. Here's the option. The pitch to Ayala. Ayala turns the corner, picks up the first down. He's across the 45, up to the 47-yard line. Milano and Brown converging defensively.
And Mike Dempsey, the outside left linebacker, Eddie, coming across the field to make the hit. Assisting in the tackle, I should say.
First down for Rutherford. Ball is resting at the 46-yard line, their own 46. Bergen County Scholastic League National Division title at stake today. 8 minutes, 9 seconds remaining here in the third. Pascas short drop, and it's incomplete, intended for Coy.
And again, good pressure by the Wildcat front line, Ed. Expect to see a lot of that this second half. They've got to put pressure on Pascas, make him cough up the ball maybe. Try to force a turnover.
Glenn Cooper, number 25, is lined up defensively. He's the nose guard, so Milano moves over, replacing Ed Meneses. Second down and 10. No flag, the play's alive. Aiello takes the pitch on the option play and then is hit down by Sal Incano and Bob Brown.
Tough hit by Brown on that. What a stick.
This Brown's a player. He's legit. Only a sophomore. Now Cooper will go out.
A lot of changing on the part of Rutherford right now. You see a lot of players being shifted in and out. Becton, on the other hand, sticking with the standard defense that they started with in the beginning of this game, Ed.
Alex Serio, number 44, has checked in for Rutherford. So you have Serio as the tailback, Steve Jordan the fullback. Mike Coy now split to the far side. Third down, 13. Pascas setting up, fires, and did Zielinski make the reception? No, it's incomplete.
And again, Pascas having all the time in the world back there to throw.
Scott Willoughby defending. This will bring up fourth down and 13.
And it looks like Becton might be in some decent field position, Eddie, on this next drive. We've got 6:57 to go in the third quarter.
Low snap. Carl Stopper has to run it. And Becton will get the ball at the Bulldog 45-yard line.
And Becton gets their first break of the game, Eddie, early in this third quarter. (10-0) our score. And Becton is a very opportunistic type of team, Eddie. You give them an inch and they'll take a yard. Expect to see Dempsey get a lot of work on this series, Ed. They've got to try to soften up that front line.
Dempsey and Brown, the setbacks. First down and 10 at the 45. Murray rolls right, getting some time. Fires and incomplete. Brown was open as he turned in the pass just behind him.
And Murray has a little bit of a pass rush on him. It looked like he had to hurry up on that throw, Ed. One thing I noticed with Murray, though, he likes to stay with those primary receivers.
Tony Maffey, 77, supplying the pressure for Rutherford. So bring up second down and 10, 6:28 remaining here in the third. Scott Willoughby will split to the right side. This is Brown. Finds an opening, picks up the first downs across the 30 up to the 28-yard line.
And on that play, Ed, they worked off that Delaware wing again. Brown was able to just stand up in the backfield, handed it to the second man through, which was Brown. Sort of a misdirection play. The first running back went through, cut through to the left side. He faked the handoff to him. That drew the linebackers over to the right side. And in the meantime, Brown took the ball and just cut through. Had a wide open hole. This is what I expected Becton to do from the beginning of this game. Biggest gain of the day for Becton on the ground on one play.
27-yard line. This is Dempsey, and now Becton is starting to open up some holes for the running backs.
A lot of times, though, with Dempsey, he makes his own holes, Ed.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ball is at the 22-yard line of Rutherford.
And this looks to be the first really big test that the defense has had all game for the Bulldogs. Wildcats starting to move the ball and make some progress.
Willoughby to the near side. This is Brown. And back to the line of scrimmage. Mike Muller, the defensive tackle, made the first hit. Then number 71, Carl Stopper, came in to clean up. It'll be 3rd down. Credit Brown with a yard. 3rd and 4.
And Becton running out of a straight I formation, a pro set on that particular play. And they went straight ahead. I'd like to see Murray on a rollout right now. He's not that deep where he can't get a pass off, though.
Dempsey, 1st down and more. Cross the 20, up to the 14-yard line.
Dempsey looks a little determined in the second half. He looked a little hesitant in the first half. Like I said before, Eddie, Ron Milazzo must have had a little talk to his troops at halftime. Undoubtedly was not pleased with what he saw. 10-0 after the first half. They look like a totally different team, Becton. This is the type of Becton team I've come to expect to play every game.
1st down and 10. Ball is at the 14-yard line of Rutherford. And Dempsey picks his way close to the 10-yard line. Mark Zielinski, number 31, along with Tony Maffey, 77 combined.
And the clock's running. And you have to remember, they get a touchdown, they're back in this ball game.
Four minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the third. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Again, working out of the I formation.
Here's the option. And the roll up by Murray. Picks up a block from Brown. And we'll see where they mark it. It's close to the 5-yard line.
Nice play by Murray rolling out, and a key block was thrown for Murray. And one thing, a lot of quarterbacks would have stutter-stepped and hit those sidelines. Bobby Brown coming up with a beautiful block. Hey, Murray's a gutsy kid back there. He took a couple of pops. Like I said, a couple other quarterbacks might have just sidestepped it and gotten out of bounds. Instead, he turned upfield and he got the additional 3-4 yards.
3rd down. They could pick up the 1st down. They need 2 for the 1st. Operating at the 6. This is Dempsey. And he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Zielinski. And Stopper. Stopper made the first hit, number 71. This will bring up 4th down. Keep in mind, Becton does have a field goal kicker in Murray.
I don't know. If I know Milazzo, I think he's going to go for the touchdown. He wants those. He wants to come away with the 7 points, Ed, the 6 points.
3:27 remaining here in the third. Becton will go for it. 4th down and a yard. They're at the 5-yard line.
And the way that line's so spread out, Ed.
Dempsey looks to have the 1st down.
I was going to say, one thing I noticed with Rutherford, it is a 1st down, Eddie, 1st and goal to go. One thing I noticed about the Rutherford defensive line, they were spread out. If you notice on that display that just happened, the defensive line, they weren't bunched in together. When you spread that defensive line out, that causes the gaps in the line. You're able to open up the holes a little bit better. Especially on a short yardage situation, you should be more bunched up because you've got to stop them right on the line.
Murray on his own. And no indication whether or not he broke the plane. That last play, though, you notice they went off the right side with Meneses and Milano. And there's the call. Touchdown for Pete Murray.
Becton is back in the ball game, Ed. I'd say one thing, it was the first time that the defense, really, of the Bulldogs had to make a stand.
Murray from 5 yards out makes it a 10-6 ball game. 12 plays, 13 plays, 59 yards, and 6 points for Becton. A correction, 10 plays, 45 yards on that drive.
It's a key field goal coming up.
That was Murray's 7th touchdown of the year. This will be out of the hold of Knitschel. We get a flag. Play was stopped before Murray hit the ball. It'll be against Rutherford. Encroachment is the call.
And again, another shot at it, Ed. 2:46 to go in the third quarter. 10-6 our score. I knew this was going to be a different Becton team in the second half, Eddie. There's too much talent on that team to just have them fall apart.
Here's the point after attempt. Good snap. Kick is up. And it's straight through. And we have a 10-7 ball game. As Becton, following the low snap to stopper, had field position at the 45. 10 plays, 45 yards, and it's 10-7. We'll be right back.
Looking for a great new place to dine out that's both romantic and relaxing? The Palace Pub and Restaurant in Lyndhurst. Home-style continental cuisine, excellent service. Early bird specials daily, 4:30 to 6:30, only $8.95. For your dancing pleasure, there's entertainment Friday and Saturday night. Your special party, wedding, banquet, or holiday get-togethers and catered affairs from 20 to 250 people in the Skylight Banquet Room. Designed to suit your personal preferences and finances, the Palace Pub and Restaurant. Visit us soon, 525 Riverside Avenue, Lyndhurst. For reservations, call 460-0048.
7 our score. When we get a moment, we have some people to thank, as this will be our final game of the '84 season. We'll mention the coaches and athletic directors throughout the area that have assisted us so well this year. Pete Murray now will tee it up. Muro 27, Aiello 34 back deep. 2:46 remaining here in the third.
Watch Becton get down that field in a hurry on the specialty team, Ed.
Short kick, Nunziato at the 20. Cross the 30. And up to the 35-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 now for Rutherford.
Rutherford comes right back, and again, they're in excellent field position, Eddie. It seems like every time they get the ball, they're on their own 30 to 35-yard line or better.
But our thanks go out, Lyndhurst, Arnie Perrone, and the AD, Jim Carino. Here at Rutherford, Lou Ludwig and their coach, John Minaccio. Becton, Rod Milazzo, and their AD, Tony Trouse. Kearney, Ralph Borges Jr., and athletic director, Fred Romano. Queen of Peace, Dave Klauser. We'll continue after this play. It'll be first down and 10.
Four-man front by Becton.
Option play, reverse now to Laporte. Has a blocker in front of him, and Zielinski picks up the first down. 11-yard gain for Dave Laporta. Tackled on the play by Dave Tomasi, number 34. And at Queen of Peace, Dave Klauser, the head coach and athletic director. Wallington, Ralph Fava in his first year, and the AD, Gary Kaczynski. And at North Arlington, Skip McCune, Rip Collins, and of course the Booster Club for their assistance in last week's presentation of the playoff game. And while we have a moment, extend best wishes to the Vikings of North Arlington as they go after the Section 1 Group 1 title next week against Cresskill. First down and 10 now for Rutherford. 1:47 remaining here in the third. Rutherford on top by 3. The margin, the difference is that field goal. Paskus lost his footing. Back to the 37-yard line. Eric Hiller and Jim Zarillo supplying the pressure.
And this is what Becton was expected to do from the start. Try to get some pressure on that young quarterback in the backfield, Eddie. First time that he's had, second time that he's really had to rush a throw. The footing is slippery out there, though, Eddie. Like I said before, when we were walking on the field before the game, it's cold, but it's wet. 1:07 to go in the third quarter.
Second down. They need 20 now for a first down.
Now Becton's in a 5-man front, and the linebacker just stripped back.
Paskus tipped at the line of scrimmage by Jim Skinner, the defensive tackle.
Skinner's having Skinner's had a very good game so far, Ed. A lot of credit, though, to the front line of the Bulldogs. They've been doing an excellent job, that offensive line, with Joe Pascas, Tony Maffey, especially those two young men.
Skinner, a senior, 6 foot, 195-pounder. So he has many of the senior players involved in their last game. And it's been a good one. It's 10-7. We're inside a minute remaining here in the third. 52 seconds showing the clock. Third down and 20. Pascas being pressured by Eric Hiller and thrown for a loss.
And Hiller threw him down with one arm, Eddie. He grabbed him by the shoulder pad and just threw him over him. I think Becton has arisen.
Well, one thing they've done, they kept Zielinski from getting out as they put the linebacker Dempsey on the tight end. There's one less receiver that Pascas had to look for downfield. Now it's a 4th down and 33. Another low snap. This time Stopper gets the punt off. Loose ball, and Becton will have it.
Ball looked like it bounced out of bounds. It should be Becton's ball, Ed.
32-yard punt for Carl Stopper. First down and 10 now for Becton.
Let's see if Becton can put together another drive, Eddie. 11 seconds to go in the third quarter. Becton came fired up. The second half, Ed, they came out of the locker room all fired, ready to go.
Becton won their first 6 games of the year, then lost to Park Ridge. They tied Lyndhurst 13-13. They come off that playoff loss 21-14 against Cresskill. This is Brown, and he's wrapped up in the arms of Joe Pascas, number 65. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10.
They should try one of those misdirections again, Ed. That's where they've gotten their big chunks of yardage, where that first back through doesn't get the ball. Second back through gets it and goes the opposite way, cuts up to the right side of the line. They have to try to spread out that defensive line again.
We've completed 3 here at Tryon Field. Our score, Rutherford 10 and Becton 7. And we'll be back right after these words.
I'm Jim Checky, the chairman of the board of the County Trust Company in Garfield and Lyndhurst. This is our annual report, which tells us of the great support you've given our banks. I'm also proud to tell you that we're opening a 3rd office in Little Ferry. The South Bergen community is our market, and hopefully you will continue to support us in our success in South Bergen.
3 convenient locations in Bergen County: Lyndhurst, Garfield, and Little Ferry.
Ed Campbell along with John Galgano as we enter the 4th quarter. Second down, they credit Brown with a yard gain. It'll be second down and 9 from the 48-yard line. Murray rolls out. Lets it fly for Brown. Brown is open. He has it at the 20-yard line.
Had the identical play happen with Rutherford in the first half. Pascas was falling down and he got the pass off to Zielinski. Same thing happened now for Becton. Murray was hit on and he threw it as he was being hit. Completed the pass. Becton's knocking on the doorstep again. Again, it seems like both teams are really getting the big, having to make the big yardage on the big plays.
27-yard pass completion from Murray to Bob Brown. First down and 10. This is Dempsey, and he loose ball. Rutherford has it.
The 4th big turnover of the day goes to Rutherford. Rutherford's been getting all the turnovers so far, Ed.
So Becton driving. The 27-yard pass play put the ball at the 20-yard line. And the fumble now gives the ball back to Rutherford.
Rutherford again dodges another bullet, Ed. 11.5 minutes to go in the game. 10-7 our score. Thing is, Eddie, it's only difference by 3 points. I mean, this is still anybody's ball game. This one's going to go down to the wire.
First down now for the Bulldogs. who came into this game with a record of 5-2-1. Steve Jordan, the big fullback, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Jordan stopped cold.
Bob Brown was over there, number 30, along with Bill Milano, number 66. Be a loss on the play. It'll set up a second down.
Rutherford seems to be alleviating from their game plan, Eddie. Most of their big gainers was either up the middle or right off of the tackle or the guard. Now they seem to be sweeping it around the end.
Second down, 11 from the 16. Dave Laporta split to the near side. Here's the option play by Paskus. Loose ball, still loose, bounding around. No call from the official, and now we get it. Becton gets it back.
Could be the big break of the game, Ed. Rutherford with another turnover. That's about the 5th or 6th turnover of the game, Ed. Well, a day like today, when it's this cold, that ball gets hard like a rock in the hands. It starts popping out.
It could be an indication of the hitting that's going down on the field between these two crosstown rivals.
Oh, that goes without a doubt. Game like this, I really don't think anybody expects anything less than that.
Ball is placed at the 9. It'll be first down and goal. Todd Knichel to the near side. This is Murray. One off the left side with Encano the center and the left guard, Jim Zarillo, supplying the blocking.
Eddie, again, if you notice, they're spreading out the defensive unit. The offensive line is spreading out. It's causing the defensive line to spread out as well, and that causes a lot of holes as you try to keep it bunched together.
Rutherford has called timeout with 9:33 remaining here in the fourth. 10-7 our score in favor of the Bulldogs, but Becton is threatening. We'll be right back.
Set up! Get the offensive line set up in here. Let's go!
Hi, Coach. How's the team look this year?
Good, Frank. Not bad at all. Not bad. We're progressing here. We're getting a little bit stronger every day, getting a little quicker. The kids are hitters. We got some good hitters out here. I'm Coach Larry McKeown from the North Arlington High School Vikings. I'm also the program director for North Arlington's Borough. And I'd like you to meet my friend Frank Cardone. Frank is a vice president at Broad National Bank in North Arlington. He's been the manager down there since 1981. Frank has been involved in more activities with the youth in this town than any other banker that I know, and as a result of that, I'm proud to call Frank my personal banker, and I'm sure you'll be proud to have him as your personal banker also.
Thanks, Skip, for the endorsement. I think you better get back to Saturday's game plan.
Absolutely.
You know Skip is an excellent coach, and I know Broad National is an excellent bank. So why don't you drop by or just give me a call. Thank you.
He missed the tag.
Welcome back to Tryon Field. 9:33 remaining. Becton will have second down and goal from the 6-yard line. And while the first half belonged to Rutherford, Becton has come back here in the second. They scored in the third quarter as Murray went in from 5 yards out. A drive that went 10 plays, 45 yards. And now they have second and goal from the 6. Rutherford has spent the timeout. Todd Knichel split to the left side. The tight end is Eric Killer. Here's the handoff to number 42. That's Jeff Schultz. And he's inside the 5.
Again, Becton knocking on the doorstep, Eddie. I expect to see Mike Dempsey, either Dempsey or Brown, get the ball. I mean, these two guys have been the workhorses the whole season for them.
Third down and goal from the 2.
Again, they've spread out that defensive line of Rutherford.
Here's Dempsey. Fumble at the goal line. And we're just waiting for a call from the official. recovered by Rutherford in the end zone. It's ruled a touchback. It'll come out to the 20-yard line.
Again, another big break for Rutherford, and Dempsey known for his ability to hold on to the football and not fumble. Rutherford has been getting the breaks this game, Eddie. Tough break for the Wildcats.
Right at the 2-yard line. And now Rutherford will have it, first down and 10 at their own 20. Maffrey recovered the fumble in the end zone.
Looked like it popped out when he was on the way down, Ed.
Another fumble. And Rutherford will retain. It'll be second down.
Like I said before, Eddie, I think it's a little bit of everything. The cold weather, the ball, and especially the hitting. And that clock is moving. 8:37 to go in the game, 10-7.
We've had about 3 fumbles and 1 interception in this game. Now Rutherford wants another timeout, and they'll stop the clock with 8:22 remaining in the fourth. Mike Cassidy, one of the assistant coaches, out to speak to the offense, so we'll be back with more right after these messages.
Hello, I'm Billy R. of the Football Giants for Bowling Springs Savings in Rutherford, Lyndhurst, Rochelle Park, and opening soon in Wyckoff. You know, winning never comes easy. You got to work hard for it. The same holds true for your finances. Let's face it, financial security is a key to the pleasures of life. And that's just what Boiling Springs Savings has been providing for over a century. Financial security for people. Take it from me, Billy Yard, the area's winningest team for your money is at Boiling Springs Savings. Stop in or give them a call today.
And we're back to Tryon Field. John Galgano along with Eddie Campbell bringing you all the action on Meadowlands Cable TV 3. The Bulldogs of Rutherford 10, the Wildcats of Becton 7, and this game is everything we've expected, Eddie, and then some. Take your time, Ed. Don't worry about it.
For Becton, could mean a conference championship, the national division.
Again, turnovers have been the key so far in this game. Let's face it, it's helped Rutherford. It's helped them so far. Becton's gotten a couple of tough breaks, especially the last one. The guy was in the end zone. Brown was in the end zone. Excuse me, not Brown. The other running back for them.
Pascus, and he's hit as he released the ball. It's incomplete. That was a second down and 11. It'll bring up third down now.
Dempsey when he was in the end zone, Eddie. The defense is holding so far, though, for the Wildcats. It's keeping them in the game. First half, it did not look like a Becton team.
Becton, as we mentioned, has posted 5 shutouts. Rutherford has 2 coming into this game. Rutherford's defense has allowed 12 points a game. Becton an average of 5. But now it'll be third down and 11 from the 19-yard line. Twin receivers to the near side in Coy and Dan Muro. Inside handoff to Jordan, and now Rutherford will be forced to punt. Becton should wind up with good field position.
And a beautiful one-on-one tackle by the left tackle of Becton on that play, Eddie. Beautiful tackle. He stood him up. Becton should have excellent field position on this ensuing punt now, Ed. Again, barring any fumbles or turnovers.
Becton with 9 men up front. Good snap this time. And stopper gets off a beauty. Fair catch being called at midfield. And Becton now will put the ball in play at their own 49-yard line, just shy of midfield.
And again, we really haven't heard anything from the Becton offense on the receiving core. Number 16, Todd Knichel, excuse me.
53-yard punt for Carl Stopper, first down and 10. Ball is placed just at the Becton side of midfield. 7 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. Todd Knitschel now will split to the near side. My Bays and Hiller are the ends. This is Brown, and Brown picks up good yardage, but we get a penalty flag on the play.
And the preliminary indication seems to be against Rutherford. Tell you, it's been a relatively clean game, though, Eddie.
It's only the second or third penalty we've had. It's a major one this time. It'll give Becton a first down.
Yeah, and it is. It's a face mask. Clock is moving. Again, another big drive for Becton. They seem to have stalled out, though, on it, you know, whether it's a turnover or just a bad break. Rutherford's defense, though, has been answering the call.
Murray on the keeper. And Dan Muro came up to make the initial hit. Mark Zielinski was over there, Nunziato involved. They were operating from the Rutherford 30-yard line.
And Brian Nunziato, he's the center. He's filling in for Henry Manning. And this is only his 4th start of the year. He's a real hustler, though, and he's constantly hitting people.
Second down and 9. Murray gives to Kowalewski, and he is just tripped up. As we see Kowalewski in the backfield for the first time. He picked up about 4. It'll be third down and 5.
Passing situation now, Ed. I don't know, they might trip it up and hand the ball off to Dempsey on a delay.
Kowalewski now will go to the sidelines. Bob Brown will come in.
I like the backfield, that combination they have of Brown and Dempsey. Do a very good job.
Out of the eye. Marbay's in motion. This is Brown, and he's wrapped up as Zielinski, the linebacker, made the first hit. Now it'll bring up 4th down. And about 4 from the 24-yard line. Becton wants a timeout.
And they're going to talk things over right at this point. Could be a key point of the game right now with the score 10-7 and 5:50 to go.
So with timeout, 5:50 remaining, 10-7 our score. Rutherford leads by 3. We'll be back after these words.
Marcel, what you gonna buy? Adidas. Where you gonna go? Marcel, what you gonna buy? Adidas. Where you gonna go? Marcel, what you gonna buy? Adidas. Where you gonna go? Marcel, what you gonna buy? Adidas.
So it's 6-1 and 2. Becton and Lyndhurst. Who would get first place? Let's say they tie, right? We are back. 4th down and 3 from the 23-yard line. Murray gives to Brown, and Dave Laporta makes a key defensive play.
Laporta might have just saved the season for the Bulldogs on that play, Eddie. Because if Rutherford can put together another time-consuming drive, there's only 5:45 left. He might have just saved the season for the Bulldogs on that play. Beautiful, a beautiful one-on-one tackle.
Dave Laporta came up and made the tackle. Brown was short of the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 24-yard line of Rutherford.
And John Manacchio's been saying he's been playing that way all season. He's only a junior.
Paskus looking to throw. Swings it out to Coy. Coy gets away from one tackler, going down the sidelines, and now it's a foot race. Coy is on his way, and Scott Willoughby saved a touchdown as Coy is close to the 17-yard line.
Second effort by number 42. Little dump out, little screen pass on the left side. You shed that one block already, and you're free after that. They isolated him on one of the outside linebackers. He got past him into the secondary, and it was nothing but free sailing.
58-yard gain as Paskus hit Coy on a simple flare-out pattern. Coy bobbled it a little bit. Got away from one tackler, and then it was a foot race, and Scott Willoughby came up to make the stop. Paskus 11 for 21. He has 181 yards in this game. Dan Muro now will split to the right side. 1st and 10 from the 17. Quick pass and incomplete. Dave Laporta was the intended receiver.
Oh, and it looked like that ball might have popped out before he hit the ground, Eddie. Well, defensive secondary of Becton's a little bit riled right now at this point.
Becton thought it should have been a fumble, but the official ruled incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 17.
It looked like a close one.
Mark Zielinski, the tight end, he's on the right side. Twin receivers to the near side. 4:35 remaining. Option play. Here's the pitch to Ayala, but Marbais, one of the tacklers, and a loss on the play. Bob Brown, the other defender.
Becton reading the key beautifully on that play, Eddie. The whole left side of the defensive line seems to know it was going to be that option pitch.
That option play is a big part of the Rutherford offense. Ball is back to the 20-yard line.
I tell you, with a play like that, the option plays that Rutherford throws, it keeps the secondary really off guard. They really just can't plant themselves. They've got to constantly be shifting, moving in and out side to side. And I've got the 4-minute warning.
Rutherford with the clock on their side. They're driving following that 58-yard pass play from Paskus to Coy. Put the ball at the 17-yard line. Loss of 3 on the last play, so it'll be 3rd down and 13. And the ball is resting at the 20-yard line. To thank our technical crew for their efforts this year. Dave Pliskin, Steve Ippolito, Frank Prano working this game today. 3rd down, 13. 10-7 our score. We're in the 4th quarter. Paskus play action, and he's taken down by number 42, Jeff Schelt, the linebacker.
And Schelt just shot the gap right now, Eddie, and just creamed him. Nowhere to go. Again, the Becton defense is once again answering the call. They're bending, but they're not breaking.
Bulldogs are now faced with a 4th and 20.
Yeah, try the field goal right now. What have you got to lose? Ball's on the 27-yard line, too. And they're going to go for it, Eddie.
Zielinski now will line up on the left side. And delay of game will be called against Rutherford. That'll push him back 5.
I'd still try to field goal, Ed.
Well, you're talking about a 49-yard attempt.
Now the kicker for Rutherford, though, he's got a real strong leg. I saw him in the practice, in the warm-ups. The kid was popping it right near the crossbars. He's got the distance. And once again, I'm wrong and you're right.
Bulldogs will have a 4th and 25. The ball is back to the 32-yard line. Paskus sets up the screen, complete to Ayala, and Ayala loses about 3 on the play. Steve Cooney, number 81, and Dempsey, 44, defensively. So now Becton will have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to work with, and they'll be operating at their own 36-yard line. This could be an interesting 2:50 remaining. Becton, you may recall, was down to the 2-yard line, but fumbled, recovered in the end zone, and Rutherford got it back at the 20.
And we really haven't heard from number 16, a big wide receiver.
Marbays now will split to the left side.
You know Rutherford's going to come in there flying.
Murray to throw, loose ball, and it's incomplete. Marbays was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Tell you one thing, Murray threw into a sea of blue jerseys on that play, Eddie, and he threw it right down the middle, and it was total coverage on the secondary of Rutherford. Try to hand the ball to Dempsey, try to soften it up a little bit, and then set up your pass.
Becton now with a 2nd down and 10. Murray, short drop, pumps once, fires, and incomplete. Tony Nunziato, 23, the linebacker on the defense. That'll be 3rd down and 10.
Becton looking to throw the ball on these downs, Eddie. Score's only 10-7.
2:24 remaining. Ralph Akinfor checks into the lineup. He replaces Rich Halsey. Becton now will go to the shotgun formation. Twin receivers to the near side. This is Dempsey in motion.
4-man rush.
Here's the screen. Dempsey has it. And he's close. He has the 1st down.
He's got the 1st down, Eddie. Beautiful play call by Becton. Freeing Dempsey, and Dempsey's like a tank. He gets rolling, you're going to need a bazooka crew to knock him down. I'm telling you, this kid can move with the ball.
Now the officials wanted to bring out the chains.
I'm surprised Becton hasn't utilized Dempsey more coming out of that backfield today. He's got a really good pair of hands. Both teams, the backfields, do have excellent hands.
Well, I thought they had the 1st down. The spot where they marked it, and they're just shy. It's a few inches now to bring a 4th down.
And Ron Malazzo's coming out to talk things over with the Wildcats.
Timeout has been called by Becton. That stops the clock with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. So we'll be back with more from Tryon Field right after these messages.
The Lyndhurst Agency, 296 Stuyvesant Avenue in Lyndhurst, is proud to be a sponsor of high school athletics in the Meadowlands area. Our staff, with over 100 years of combined insurance experience, is available to handle all your insurance needs, whether it be auto, home, or life insurance. And all policies are issued on the premises. We even provide in-house computer price quotes. The Lyndhurst Agency is an independent insurance agency representing over 10 of the best-known insurance companies in the United States. This enables us to shop your insurance needs for the right coverage at the right price. For you tavern and restaurant owners, the Lyndhurst Agency has the most competitive programs in the state. There have been many changes in the insurance industry, especially when you talk about auto coverage, and there will be more changes in 1984. Here's President Jim Henry to explain.
Hi, sports fans. As you probably know, as of January 1st, the New Jersey Underwriting Association will start issuing policies in New Jersey. This could mean significant changes in your coverages and your premium. If you need a free price quote or information, why not give us a call today?
Thank you, Jim. The Lyndhurst Agency, 296 Stuyvesant Avenue, Lyndhurst. Phone 935-7770 for the right coverage at the right price.
2-minute drill now, Ed.
47-yard line, Murray to throw. Rolling out, being pressured. And he could not get out of bounds. He's close to midfield.
Once again, Dave Laporta on the hit. Lifted him up on that play, Ed.
Brian Nazarenko forced Murray out of the pocket. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 49. Marbay split to the left side. Todd Knitchell to the near side. Here's Murray to throw. Going deep. Knitchell is open. And he has it. Knitchell, touchdown.
I told you they were going to hit Knitchell sooner or later. You can't keep this kid tied up too long. Was a beautiful pass, and again, quarterback for Becton took a wicked hit. Peter Murray before he released the ball. Again, Knitchell comes up with the big play. Eddie, they can just hold this kid just so, you know, they could hold him off for so long.
13-10 now. 1:11 remaining. 51-yard pass play from Pete Murray to Todd Knitchell. And Becton, trailing throughout the game, now leads by 3.
And you can just feel the air coming out of the balloon on this side of the field, Eddie. We're on the Rutherford field, Rutherford side of the field. This game is not over, Eddie. I'm sorry. I've seen too much happen in this game with 1:11 to go.
This is an important extra point.
Because if they make the extra point, Rutherford has to get the touchdown. If they don't, they can get the field goal, possibly overtime. Oh, excuse me, no OT.
No, only in the playoffs. But this has been a year for field goals. We've seen more field goals this year than any of the years we've covered these games. We saw Mary's field goal against North Arlington. That was the deciding points. 3-0 win by Becton.
Well, I think it's a credit to the junior programs within each town, developing the field goal kickers and the kicking game as a whole.
Becton will go for 1. Murray will attempt it. Todd Knitchell to hold. Low snap. Ball is up. And it's off to the right side. It's no good.
Becton is still in this ball game. I mean, Rutherford is still in the ball game, Eddie.
1:11 remaining. 13-10 our score in favor of Becton, and we'll be back.
This one's going down to the wire.
Transmission in a jam? Try Jelly Transmission, 525 Elm Street in Kearney. The local guys with nationwide backing. Since 1952, Bob and his expert mechanics, with their total of over 100 years experience, have been serving area residents with friendly, courteous work. Jelly Transmissions offers free limited towing, free 20-point road test, free lift exam, one-day service in most cases, nationwide warranty through 1,200 ATRA shops, and most cars are personally tested by Robert Jelly. So come to Jelly, where they have the transmissions if you need them and adjustments if you don't. Jelly Transmissions, 525 Elm Street, Kearney, 998-6464.
Seconds remaining. Becton now on top by 3, 13-10.
Becton huddling up. They know what they have to do. They've got to keep the Bulldogs down in their end of the field. Every time they've had the ball on a kickoff or a punt return, it's been at the 35-yard line or better, Ed.
Pete Berry will kick off for the Wildcats. Muro and Ayala back deep for Rutherford. High end over end. Coming down to Muro at the 20. Here's the reverse to Dave Laporta. And Rutherford has it at their own 31-yard line.
Okay, Eddie, you've got 1:04 left to go in the game. Your quarterback's been doing a phenomenal job. Greg Paskus so far throwing to just about everyone. He's thrown to Zielinski. He's thrown to the running backs. He's thrown to Laporta. Had that big gain on the right, on the left side. That one screen pass that set up the consequential touchdown.
Here's the reverse to Laporta, getting some blocking, and then Steve Cooney, number 81, came out of nowhere to make the tackle, along with Ed Meneses, number 76.
Becton's fired up. We're under a minute, and the clock is moving.
37 seconds remaining. Rutherford has one timeout remaining, and they spend it now and stop the clock with 32 remaining. Timeout on the field, 13-10 our score. We'll be back with more from Tryon Field right after these words.
Security is a term almost unheard of in my business. Hi, I'm Billy Art of the Football Giants for Boiling Springs Savings. Take it from me, financial security is a great feeling. It can open the door to your dreams, and financial security grows in many ways at Boiling Springs Savings, from top-rated savings plans, home mortgage, and improvement loans, college tuition for the kids, interest-paying checking accounts, and a complete range of other services to meet your every need. So take a tip from me, Billy Yard. Start feeling great about your life. Enjoy financial security at the Boiling Springs office nearest you now.
Tryon Field. John, not many people leaving this one.
No, I don't think so. With the score 13-10, about a half a minute to go, and Rutherford with the ball. Tell you one thing, though, a lot of people are surprised by Rutherford. They expected this game to be a blowout. You've got to give the Bulldogs credit on this one, Ed. Caught the Wildcats flat-footed in the first half. I mean, face it, Becton was flat. But again, like I said before in the pregame show, you can take records and everything and just toss them out the window with this one. This is just raw emotion.
Second down and 9. 32 seconds remaining. Paskus fires. Flea flicker, and it's intercepted by Brown as Zielinski tried to flip the ball to Ayala, but Bobby Brown was in the way.
25 seconds to go. You can just about close the lid on this one, Eddie. The thing was, Zielinski caught it, and he didn't look up. He just flicked it. He just passed it over. Tough break for the Bulldogs.
Well, a credit to Becton. When they fumbled on the 2-yard line, they could have just folded the tents, but they came back.
Shows that they have character on that football team. 2 seconds, one, and that is it.
So Becton, the Wildcats are the Bergen County Scholastic League national champs as they defeat Rutherford here today by a score of 13-10. John and I will be back to wrap it up on this traditional Thanksgiving Day game between Becton and Rutherford in a moment.
Firestone has a master plan for better car care. MasterCare by Firestone. MasterCare is the answer to just about all of your car care problems, no matter what kind of car you drive. And MasterCare's service is always affordably priced. A complete MasterCare electronic tune-up is now priced from $34.95. Or have your car's radiator and cooling system checked, flushed, and filled with coolant for only $21.95. MasterCare by Firestone. Available only at Lou's Service, 209 Ridge Road, North Arlington, across from Dunkin' Donuts.
Final score. Once again, Becton 13, Rutherford 10, and Becton takes the Bergen County Scholastic League National Division. We ended the first half with Rutherford on top by
a score of 10-0.
They went with a sophomore quarterback today, Craig Pascas. He had a fine day, 13 of 24 for 189 yards. But Becton in the second half came back with 13 points. Murray went in the third from 5 yards out. And then in the fourth, it was Murray to Knichel, a 51-yard touchdown play. John?
Knichel was held in check through 3 3/4 of this game. Kid came out of nowhere. One pass, one play, bang, they win the game. It's as simple as that. You have to give Rutherford a lot of credit, though. They had a lot of adversity going into this game, a lot of problems. They just, they took it, they buried it, and they went out and they played ball. And they had the lead going almost all the way into this game.
The other stats, Brown, 7 carries, 28 yards. Dempsey, the leading ground gainer in the game, 14 carries, 57 yards. Jordan, the top ground gainer for Rutherford, 7 carries, 25 yards. But Becton now, the national conference champs.
They are the conference champions, and they showed me a lot of character out here and a lot of poise. They came out totally flat in the first half. Second half, they came out all fired up.
There you have it, our final score, 13-10 in favor of Becton. For John Galgano, this is Ed Campbell saying so long from Tryon Field. Today's game was sponsored by the County Trust Company, by Jelly Transmission, by Boiling Springs and Loan, by Kings Court, by the First National Bank and Trust Company of Kearney, by Lou Sunoco, by Marcel Sporting Goods, by the Lyndhurst Insurance Agency, and by Broad National Bank. Our technical crew today, the director Dave Pliskin, Associate Director Steve Ippolito, and our cameraman was Frank Prano. And thanks to our statistician, Rich Amato. Once again, our final score, Becton 13, Rutherford 10. This has been a Meadowlands Cable 3 sports presentation.
All right, Reg, let's go eat.